That's him. The one with the book. You oozing carbuncle. You ain't had enough of Warsaw yet? So you're sticking your nose in on people here?
You know what happens to fellas who sniff around where they ain't supposed to?
Mirov don't kid around with them.
And who am I supposedly bothering?
And you've wasted the chance to keep your mouth shut. We'll cure this posh boy of his nosiness, you can bet.
You're talking nonsense!
By Abraham's beard, that's the way it was. Did you hear about Praga? I'm at the harbor getting fish, and half the wharf is in splinters. They said there's even bodies.
More bodies than they usually fish out of the Vistula, practically every day. They were only just writing about Povishle.
But listen to this. They're saying it's some giant did it all.
You sure?
Maybe I can help. Recently, I've taken an interest in one of those.
Leave us alone. Did you wander in here by mistake? You got some dirty laundry that needs cleaning, Mr. Shulsky.
Let's have a word about your conflict with my father.
There was no such thing. I have warm feelings for the store, and his father as well.
Why did you quit working for my father?
It was a mutual decision.
I know that you and my father parted ways in bad terms. What happened?
We both had difficult personalities, but I still remember him fondly.
You're not telling me everything.
I don't have to explain myself to you, Mr. Shulsky.
I'm leaving now, but I can tell this won't be the last time we meet.
Farewell. Is there something else you need?
You were curious how my father died. Beneath the ruins of a building in Śródmieście.
That's awful. How did it happen?
I'm glad you're asking. A remarkable death, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's talk about your relationship with my father. A tense relationship.
Mr. Shulsky, I'll say it one more time. Stanisław and I didn't quarrel.
Liar. Your anger still lingers around the photograph of my father. You're going to find it hard to hide anything from me.
I'm not in the habit of speaking ill of the dead, Mr. Shulsky. Especially to their family. Old grudges drove us apart. Not all stains are easy to remove, especially ones on a person's honor.
And might they give you a reason to seek revenge? A motive?
I can't summon golems if that's what you're getting at.
But you know there is such a possibility.
Is that all? I need to get back to work.
I'm leaving now, but I can tell this won't be the last time we meet.
Farewell.
Synagoga Nożyków, Mirów. Hello.
You said a month, 2 at most. I believed you. Then came the very first rain, and it was pouring in again. You fixed it, then the next rain. Soaked. I can't sleep because I have to keep emptying buckets. It's leaking just as badly as it was before. But the eyes of God are in every place, and they're watching.
Rabbi, when I said 2 months, you said there was one hole in the ceiling, but the whole building is in shambles here.
I can do it.
Quiet! You can seal up your daddy's barn with straw. The roof is gonna get holes because the foundations are crumbling.
So, let's go down to the basement.
Oh no, definitely not there.
What's in the basement that's so frightening?
Hashem, something down there reeks so awful that...
Come now, don't be silly.
There are a few things we have to sort out soon, Rabbi Sofer.
You see, all I gotta do is mention these cellars and his name comes up.
Would Hashem let a synagogue be haunted?
Hey now, quiet.
You're too late, I'm afraid. My name is Feldman. Rabbi Sofer departed this world almost a year ago. Forgive me, I have worldly matters to attend to.
I can't leave without an answer.
The way of a fool is right in his own eyes.
Back up. God helps those who help themselves.
But maybe you're right, Rabbi. Maybe Hashem is afflicting us, setting a test for us.
You heard the guy talking about Sofer. The old man cursed this place, especially these cellars.
So I'll go on my own, and show that Hashem protects me against curses in Hashem's domain.
On your own. You can seal up your daddy's barn, right? Fine, let's go.
You've gotten the better of me again, Hashem. Your tests still surprise me, but if this is your will, I think Hashem has sent you to me. Who are you?
I'm the son of Stanisław Szulski, and I really need help.
Let's go into my office. Let's show Hashem we accept the challenge.
What do we have here?
Please, tell me what problem brought you here.
Maybe, Rabbi, you could tell me something about golems.
Thaumaturge, golems belong to Kabbalah, and you're forbidden from knowing anything about them. It's a trap for a soul. There are tales of golems being summoned for revenge, or in good faith, for protection. But they all end rather badly.
Rabbi Sofer put a curse on my father. Unfortunately, it started affecting his children as well.
A curse is a serious accusation, you know. I find it hard to believe Sofer would do such a thing. Do you think this has something to do with the golem?
I don't know. Did the old rabbi perhaps leave some things here? May I take a look at them?
Yes, here you are. All his books are here. I don't think I threw anything out. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Rabbi, could you tell me something about Sofer?
He was fair, but also difficult and very principled, like this city. Riots, provocations, pogroms, overpopulation. But if he's the one who inflicted the curse, he must have been a powerful thaumaturge and Kabbalist.
Who can summon a golem?
Normally, it's determined by need. The Kabbalist rabbi summons the golem himself, but other Jewish people can also entreat him to do so. In legends, the golem is a terrible punishment and a tool for meting out divine justice. But I think it's an offense against Hashem, and revenge is no justice.
How can I stop a golem?
To summon it to life, You write the 3 Hebrew letters spelling emes, truth, on the clay that formed it. In an attempt to stop the monster, the heroes of these legends would erase the first letter from its clay body. That leaves mes, which means death. But I don't know how much truth is in that.
Rabbi, could you help me understand something about Kabbalah?
No, and I'll say no more on the subject. I fear for your soul.
I'm afraid that I won't find anything more here. Thank you, Rabbi. Rabbi?
I'm listening.
I found a prescription belonging to the old rabbi. Was something troubling him?
He had heart problems. The local pharmacist would even bring him some kind of special medicine.
What was that pharmacist called?
Abraham Horowitz. But now his pharmacy is sitting empty.
Let me guess. He's dead?
Unfortunately. Some say that the socialists were involved. Others claim it was the Ochrana's doing. Let's keep talking, if you need to.
Mordechai Chajat. Do you know that name, Rabbi?
He owns one of the laundries here in Miruf, but I admit he doesn't really come to see me. Maybe there are other things I could be of more help with.
I'll be off now.
I'll pray for you.
Mr. Shulsky again. Have a new theory?
I know about the pharmacist.
Beg your pardon?
All this is because Abraham Horowitz, isn't it? He lost his life, and the whole community felt it. Seems like you did most of all. I just don't get why Horowitz was so important to you.
Community. Something you Shulskis don't know a thing about. Here, we take care of everyone equally. No one is more or less important than anyone else. Your father's punishment was fitting for his actions and his background. The wrath of the Jewish people. A death for a death.
Was it worth it? A golem is a blunt instrument that kills and harms everyone in reach.
What are you talking about?
My father and Sofer knew one another for years. Father knew the rabbi could be forced to create a golem if Horowitz was killed. They both took that risk. Sofer couldn't reveal that he knew Stanisław. He also knew that Horowitz had to disappear because he was a threat to too many people.
To whom?
That doesn't matter. You don't have anything to do with this, Mordechai. Just like I have nothing to do with my father's actions. I am connected to them only by my blood.
What do you want?
To get rid of the golem. Tell me something, anything, that will get me closer to a solution.
Instead of telling you, I'll show you.
Where? Into an alley, where some friend of yours will smack me around?
To the synagogue. Are you coming?
I'll join you. I hope it's worth my while.
I'll call Feldman and wait in the basement. He should see this too.
So,
No wonder the roof is leaking if the foundation is crumbling. A lovely metaphor, Hashem. But what happened here had nothing to do with Hashem. Did it?
Mr. Shulsky wished to know the origin of his curse. This is where it took its shape. If I'd... Now I see it differently, but back then, when I was talking to Sofer, revenge and justice seemed one and the same.
Revenge is no justice. It is always dictated by anger, and in anger, erring comes easily. But Sofer agreed to it.
He summoned the Golem. What else do you want to know?
What do you remember from the moment you summoned the Golem?
Nothing. I don't want to go back to that. And I don't want to remember it. My conscience won't permit me.
Mr. Shulsky, perhaps it's better to let it go.
There are a few things here I have to investigate.
We'll wait.
Will this take much longer?
This place won't tell me anymore.
And what have you learned?
These are the remains of some fabric that Sofer wrote something on, in Hebrew, I think. This might be some prayer, incantation, even a spell. There's not enough left to read anything. The clay formed a shell that Sofer infused with the saluter.
Sofer told me to bring clay. Sticky and cold. I can't say how many of those buckets there were. Hours sculpting the Colossus until my hands went numb. I could feel the clay absorbing my anger, as if my rage was making it take shape on its own.
Hours? That must have been horribly exhausting.
What's a few hours in exchange for a curse that lasts generations? The hole you can't miss over there is the new door the Golem smashed when it was summoned to life.
And no one saw anything. How is that possible?
Is that your worry, Rabbi?
That's all, but I'm not any closer to a solution. I need someone like Sofer.
A thaumaturge and a Kabbalist?
Do you know one, Rabbi?
There's only one name that comes to mind, but...
Ariel Rofe. A good-for-nothing, vengeful, godless scoundrel.
Strong words from your lips.
Of course.
Do you know one another?
You could say that. I'll track him down.
There is just one thing I'd really like to know, Mr. Shulsky. Standing where you are now, what do you think about your father's responsibility in all this?
My father deserved everything he got. He made a mistake, and mistakes come with a cost.
What was this mistake?
My father decided that an idea of his, an opinion of his, was more important than someone's life. If I'd known how 15 years ago, I'd have sent a ton of raging clay after him.
How much anger must a person hold inside to do something like this? Revenge isn't justice. Who are you or Sofer to decide who deserves what punishment? All right, I think it's time for us to go. This place just makes the blood boil. Let's get Mr. Shulsky away from here. And stop by tomorrow. We'll have some tea and work through a few questions.
Mr. Shulsky, I would like this to be our farewell. I tell you from my heart, anger and pride are poor advisors. I know that firsthand, but it's too late for me. You can still save yourself. I'll be thinking of you.
Shall we?
Let's get out of here. Have we met?
I told you it was him. The son of Śródmieście. A great bout in the dungeon, top notch.
Want to help some brothers in need?
That depends on whether you know where Ariel Rofe is.
Well then, no. Go to hell.
Wait. He's got important business here too. And if we do know, you'll help?
What's going on?
Something's lit a fire under the coppers' asses. It ain't enough that their weapon transport went missing. They mucked up again recently.
Something smashed it to smithereens and now half the damn harbor's gone. They called in patrols and the army, and they're guarding it now. But there's this little thing we gotta get from where it's stashed and destroy it for Ariel. So, you gonna help us, or what?
What are you supposed to get rid of for Ariel?
Why do you care?
because I'm the one taking risk.
If you don't succeed, then you don't need to know, right?
Why can't two dead devils like you handle it yourselves?
Because the coppers are watchdogging in twos and threes. But there's more sitting holed up.
Don't scare him. We gotta be discreet. You got a book. Maybe you could use it.
I'll see what I can do.
Чего надо?
I was born here. You're just passing through.
That's so.
Ко мне, сукины дети. Бейте поляка.
So much for discretion. What the hell do you need that spellbook for?
Leave him. We'll take what we need and get the hell out of here.
The police plus the Ochrana. They had their way with this place.